Hello, and welcome to this episode of Personal Safety. Today I'll be talking to you about hazard hunts. As the name suggests, I'm going to look for trouble, and I'm going to encourage you to look for trouble too. Is that you on a normal day? Well, guess what? After today's episode, you probably pull out all the hair that's left. The reason I talk about a hazard hunt is that it's uh, all about your personal safety. Remember, no matter where you are, whether it's your car, your workplace, your home, your garage, your front yard, the things you do and the way you do things may not be the way others do things, or you may not have informed them. Take, for instance, you have purchased a nice fancy fire extinguisher, simple one, handy size. As you can see, it's not very large. Your children can use it. The adults in home can use it. But do you really know how to use it? Is it working? As you can see, there's a meter on there. That gauge, if it's in the green zone, then this is in good working condition. If it's in the red zone or the yellow zone, then automatically you know that this should be refurbished, replaced, refilled. But the problem with that is when you don't verify, there's usually an expiry date on the side marked. This is important to know. Why? If it expired or if the hazard lights have changed, the colors have changed, you may end up relying on something, and when you actually need it, it will not come of any use. Or then, if you've wrongly used it and not trained the people in the house to use it, they could actually cause a spread of the fire instead of helping you extinguish the fire. How about this? You know what this is? Everyone does. It's a flame, a naked flame used to light your stoves. People chuck these out, but do you dispose them of the right way? And many of these are refillable. Here's a can of gas that I purchased recently to refill. Now the problem is, if I've left this unattended, or I've left this in a place accessible to young kids, or I've put it in the wrong place in an overheated spot of the house, this could either explode, or then the children could accidentally use it and cause fire, and cause a fire. Now again, you'd say, why the kids? But it's all about having the right people trained about the right things. So look for these kind of things. Adults can be forgetful as well, and so they tend to be make their life easy, and they say, "Hey, here's my key." But look, this is my car key, and there's the front door key. And you say, "What's wrong with that?" Well, if you misplace your key, or for that matter, you use the valet service, or you've given somebody else to park your car, not your key, obviously, but they take off this key and make a copy of it. Remember, your car key leads to your car and access. Inside your car is generally some form of documentation that gives your house address in some parts of the world. Or it gives other information that could lead you to your home. So separate the two, and then you have no worries, because now no one has front door access. They only have my car. Then they may know where I live, but they still need to get into their house. So this is a personal hazard as well. Quite often, if you're working at home and you see, we have the habit of plugging in devices to, a power extension cord. How familiar does this look like? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, but look, there are 3 or 4 spots empty as well. You'd say, hey, these were built for this, so why not? It's an 8 sockets in there. I can plug in whatever thing. The problem is what you plug in. In this extension cord, there's an iron. As you can see, I've stored my gadgets down there. There's this hair dryer. And when I look down, I find my cell phone plugged in as well, and other gadgets. Now the problem with that is you've left this in, somebody else picks it up accidentally, the button is overloaded, it shorts, it does not take, it fuses together the wires inside, there's power flowing, your lamp, something else overloads, you've got things plugged in, and that's where things become a nuisance for you. Other things in the house. Remember, you may have people of all ages in your home, from kids to the elderly, the adults in the home, young children, older children, people with mobility issues, not necessarily elderly, but even young people. They need to be wheeled around, they need a wheelchair access, but you've left that stool in the way. The elderly, they may be on medication. Do you know how many medicines they need to take when? Or that they're lying there and those medicines can be, fatal to somebody else if they consume them wrongly. Do you know the right dosage? Someone's had an issue at home, and can you help them out? So things like that, naked wires that have been scotch taped together or mended, different things. Uh, Simple things like paperweights, you fling them around, some of the like bad things lying around, and people are like wondering why. Because we tend to use the wrong things, a broken pebble, something picked up off the street, for whatever reason, whatever things. How about that cupboard out there, where you stack everything? Now, you know that you should not open that cupboard forcefully because there are things that may dislodge. But you tell someone to help you out to bring that book. You send someone, hey, can you go grab that book from that cupboard? It's on the second shelf. And they're not expecting something to fall on them. And when they open it in a manner that's not gentle. Or even if they open it gently, so, but the things have moved around and down comes everything on them. Now they get surprised, they get hurt. People have pets. How about pets? Pets run around the place. You've let them in. They're not used to it. You've got wires running all over the place, set up. Your PlayStation has been plugged in, your television set, and down comes everything. The loose lamp in the corner, on the broken chair, the third leg of that fourth stool. These are the things you have to look at. So look for these things, list them, and then make a plan. You do not need to address everything in one day. And what you need to ensure is that everyone is involved in this hazard hunt. Children will approach things differently. Their height constraints, their access, you may ask them to climb to get you something, and they need to pull a stool that's an unstable stool, and they reach for things, and in doing so they topple over, or something falls on them. Someone who needs mobility space to move around, there's something blocking their path and they can't walk around. Or you in the dark, or you can't see, you don't know where the torch is, you go grappling in the dark and you find you stubbed your finger on the edge of a pin that was lying there that had been unattended, somebody else had kept it. So these are the things you want to look at. Tell me what you think. Come back. Feedback is more than happy and welcome. You will find more links to finding things and how to arrange a hazard hunter to follow up with him, reference material as well. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter at Nobam.